I request our Honorable Registrar Sir, Dr. Anil Kumar Bidwe Sir, to speak few words on this occasion. I request you, sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Honalli. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Basavaraj Benni. Today's expert speaker is well known to our university. We are highly impressed by his talk during our induction program. Just few minutes back we are reminded, while discussing with Dr. Honalli, I just reminded that how powerful the speech was. Our students, our faculty members have been inspired by your speech, sir, and will be always hear yours even in future also. Yeah, as far as National Education Policy webinar is concerned, which is being organized by the Faculty of Business Studies under the leadership of Dr. S.H.Honalli, the Dean of the Faculty. This is in line with the UGC's guidelines that UGC has requested all the higher learning institutions, including universities in the nation, to conduct webinars on the issues and challenges in implementing the National Education Policy 2020. In order to fulfill that requirement, we are conducting series of webinars. The first webinar was a direct seminar before pandemic, where the speaker was none other than Dr. Kattimaniji, who is a member of the drafting committee of National Education Policy. At that time, he was a Vice Chancellor of Tribal University, Amarkantak in Madhya Pradesh. Now he is sitting Vice Chancellor of another tribal university in Andhra Pradesh. And
Sir, 2 minutes, sir.
From foreign nations used to come to India and study in India. The students which used to study in these world-class universities were studying many subjects together. The concept of today's multidisciplinary approach was very well adopted by these good old universities, and students, while studying arts, humanities and social sciences, they used to study some mathematics, some science and some technology, and they were highly skilled also. And that has helped those universities to remain on the top of the world, and the students of such universities have become very personalities in the public life. I don't know what happened in the last 4,000 years. Of course, history is the evidence. As far as higher education is concerned, as far as the world university ranking is concerned, about 1,000 universities are in the top 100. It means we have forgotten just to be in the front line. Those good old ideas have been forgotten and they have been eliminated from the system. But one thing has happened. In the last, I'm seeing from last 30 years in this field that a lot of fragmentation has happened, and which has created huge problem. When I have studied my graduation at that time, I was a science student, but we used to study with arts, commerce students along with. There was only one college wherein students from arts, science and commerce used to study together. Today, these colleges have been fragmented into arts college separate, science college separate, commerce college separate. And in other fields like engineering college separate, medical college separate, nursing college separate, etc., etc. A lot of fragmentation. For every one subject, there is a university today, and there is a standalone institution today. This particular one has created huge problem in the past, and somehow the nation has realized it, and we have to overcome. With the blessings of Pujapaji and Matosri Awaji, our university, the Sharnbasva University, is an exception for this out of many universities across the nation. Ours, even though it is a 3-year-old university, is a small baby, but it is a multidisciplinary university. Thanks to visionary leaders like Pujapaji and Matosri Awaji, we have dreamed about having large number of subjects in the university in the form of departments. Before starting the university, we were having subjects like fine art, music, journalism, commerce, management, engineering, tourism, etc., etc. So all these components have been today part of the Sharnbasva University. So that's why what the nation is dreaming to have multidisciplinary university in the next 10 years. We are almost advanced 10 years. We are already multidisciplinary university in terms of expectations of the current education policy. However, there are only 4% institutions and universities across the nation which are large and multidisciplinary as it is drafted in the national education policy or decided and finalized in the national education policy. The universities and the institutions with more than 3,000 strength and with many subjects together with large number of departments will qualify to become as a large and multidisciplinary universities. Today, Sharnbasva University is having about 5,000 students on the roll, and it is having more than 29 departments in 29 different subjects. The education is being imparted. The subjects are already outlined. I don't want to take more time because today is the day of Dr. Basavaraj Benni ji, who is going to throw light on the new education policy, especially the management education. I request him to enlighten all of us, and I'm thankful for him for accepting our invitation and being with us to enlighten all of us today. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I request Dr. Benni sir to proceed with the webinar. Sir, now I make you a presenter. 1 second, sir. Sir, now you are the presenter, sir. Now over to Dr. Benni sir.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್.
ದೈವಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ, ದೇವರು ನೆಲೆಸಿರುವಂತಹ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವ ಸದ್ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕರಿಸುತ್ತಾ, I am pleased to be part with the Sharnbasva University for many academic endeavors. I have one more opportunity today to speak on NEP 2020, perspectives on management education. Though I say it's a perspectives on management education, except medical and law, all education now under the umbrella of higher education. So broadly, I'll be talking about the higher education with reference to management education. With this brief background, I don't straight away go to higher education, but I have something to say before going into higher education and NEP 2020. What is that? The world population percentage among our neighbor countries and other countries, India stands somewhere around 17.9% as on 2017, and more or less it remains same even today. I'll come to that later. And you look at India and China. If you look at India and China, they are together. They are the world's largest populated country. I think everybody should get mute on their own. Our administrator should mute them. So India and China together they contribute the major population, and this is really. I think somebody is speaking. I think please manage your audio system. India and China together, they are the major shareholders and stakeholders in the entire population of the world. And look at in the next 10 years, India is going to be most populous nation in the world, beating China. Today, 8th November, I have taken this data. That means just 2 days back, the India's population. I have also taken today's population. I will bring it to your notice. And if you go with the current the infrastructure of the country, whether it is education or other sectors, if you take the transportation infrastructure as it is of the today's strength, by 2030, the people of India will travel like this in train. That's what is going to be pressure on the infrastructure segment. Look at the 2008 population and 2030 population. By 2030, India is going to be number 1, second China, third USA, Indonesia, and on. So this is what is the one area we as the institution of higher education keep in mind while planning and executing the education system in India. I'll be talking more with reference to the implementation part of the NEP, more so in higher education and more so in professional and management education. India 2020 population profile, today's population estimated, and it is 138 crore population, 17.7% to the entire world population, second in the rank of the world, and density of population 464. Urban population is very interesting to us, particularly management education. This is where segmentation and profile of the targeted population, what we call in management education, particularly in marketing, 35%, and this is a greater customer profile for us. And that is particularly, I'll come with a bit and further analysis in that itself bit later. But look at that 35% is a very, very auspicious the indication for the professional and management education as far as country is concerned. And further interesting is the 28.4 years is a median age. This is the great strength of the country. One can understand. With this background, please understand, if you look into the population below, 30-34 is 62%. And if you look at the pyramid of male and female of India's population, this is of 2018 estimated population, and it is called the population pyramid, as well as male and female. Male is blue and female is pink. And look at the way hierarchy is rising towards the top, and 100 years is almost all nullified, 0. 95 to 99, 0. 1 or 2 barring in average cases. But look at the age starts from 85 to 89 to the bottom. And if you look at the age up to 10 to 14 is 27%. This is what is a great strength for the education institute and aspirants for education. And if you add to the people who are into high school and colleges and looking for management education, that is very, very interesting and very, very auspicious for all of us, and we'll be definitely looking forward for our own activities in the field of education. Now look at the comparative data between India and China, a demographic profile. Now India is one side, China is the another side. Now look at India's the population structure, male and female. Okay, where is a male or female, or China male or female. Very interestingly, they are different. Whereas in case of India, bottom pyramid is very, very strong. Whereas in China, the bottom pyramid is sinking and the middle-aged working population is a bit larger, and that is what is current working population of China is more as compared to India. Now, what is the slide gives a message to me or message to all of us as a teachers of management education or the people who are working in the higher education institute. Now, please understand, you can see the India and China difference. India has 650 million people working age group of 25 to 65, while China has 830 million, and this is the current data. By 2040, India will have 170 million more working age people than China. That is what the 170 million people who are right now maybe in high school, maybe in PUC, or maybe somewhere, and those are the potential customers for the management education and professional education, and that's what we have to target this 170 million people. That is what is exactly the next 20 years we are talking about how management education and professional education is going to take shape in this country, and all that depends upon our NEP and our NEP implementation, and also skill set of the institutions, skill set of the teachers, and skill set of the students that entirely build the character of the nation. And if the country is going to be developed, depends on the skill set of the workers, skill set of the trainers, and skill set of the institutions. Therefore, I am specifically using three terms: the skill set of the institutions, skill set of the teachers, and skill set of the students. This all together make India as an empowered country, legendary country. Then only we can have advanced kind of situation. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult. And come to China. And in case of China, the bottom is sinking. Look at the children are people below 25 years, and that is what is very, very small compared to India. So therefore, in the long run or in the future, India has a lot of potentiality, lot of advantages. Only we are the people have to encash it, and we have to learn to use this as an opportunity and grab this opportunity and go forward in the entire galaxy of the human population. Now, young India, I have said already. Some are discussing statistics are there, but unavoidable. 365 million number of people are in the age group of 10 to 14 years old in India, which is more than the population of the United States. The younger population of India, 365 million, is just in the age group of 10 to 15. And this is a great strength for us, particularly people who are running the education institute, maybe professional education, maybe management education, maybe general education, or multidisciplinary system, whatever you say. The C365 is a direct consumers for us, and it is all depends upon, it is a choice system of the institutions, not only choice system of the credits, choice system of the subject. And now people are very smart, students are very smart, they are in the era of the digital network, they are in the era of internet network, and they know which institute to be opted, which institute is not to be opted, which subject is to be opted, which teacher is to be opted. All is a choice of the tomorrow's customer, and these are the tomorrow's customer. 365 million people, they are awaiting your strength to be presented to them. And if at all you are very, very skillful, very, very technically sound, very, very efficient, I think these 365 million people are at your doorstep. Otherwise, you have to close your door with a Godrej lock, and you find it difficult. That is what is my simple analysis of this slide. Now, coming to the emerging profile of the new learners, which I'm talking about 365 million people in India, and look at, they belong to generation born and raised in technology-rich environment. They are already familiar, they are familiar with the multi-level platform of the internet, not only one platform of internet. They are familiar with the multi-level platform of internet and technology. We'll use the technologies that haven't been invented to do jobs. Look at that, the blue sentenced words. They are familiar with the technology that haven't been invented to do jobs even today. Such technologies are going to come in the future. Will enter jobs that do not exist at present. In future, they will be get ready for such kind of jobs, and they are very networked to the internet, multitasker, and digitally highly literate. I'm saying they are well connected, they are digitally literate, and they are very, very multitask people oriented. And desire to interactivity, wants to learn things that matters only. They don't want to learn, what teacher says, they may not be able to listen. In conventional education, in traditional education, the teacher-centric education, and whatever the teacher says in the classroom, that is a supreme word of the, the Bahubali sentence, I can say. That is what is the words of the Bahubali mother, is to be what is called Vachana or law, like that. That was the situation in the earlier the conventional education and traditional education, but tomorrow it is not like that. It is simply a choice of the student, and they pick up a teacher, they pick up education institute, they pick up a course, they choose the particular subject if that matters to the student. Therefore, I say it's a desire to interact with it, wants to learn things that matters only to them, wants to be challenged to the reach own conclusion. That's very important. They don't want to be, blind walker into the system. They have very clear goal. They have very clear understanding of their life. And once they are such a background, obviously they are very, very challenging in character, and they want to reach their own conclusion. Possess learning to learn capability. Sometimes some of the generation of this current the era is even they are smarter than the teachers. Very interesting. Therefore, that is what is learning to learn character of the modern generation or young generation or this internet and digital the era that definitely has a more what you call the SWOT analysis. If you do SWOT is the strength, weakness, and opportunities, and also challenges. Therefore, this is what is, I say, one more area of challenge what one can learn in the perspective of the management education, and engage in the lifelong learning, adaptive to the changing work and place demands. They are ready to work and they are ready to adjust with the changing environment and dynamics of the system. Therefore, somebody was talking to me 2 days back, what is the difference between old generation workers and current generation workers? In case of the old generation workers, they used to work for their stomach, but today's their stomach and their basic necessities, what is sustainability of life is being taken care of their parents, and they are not working for their the basic needs. Sustained life, they are not working, but they are working for their passion, working for their ego, they are working for their self-esteem, and therefore the current the generation of learners, they need a different perspective approach of learning and also teaching, and management institute and management organizations and professional organizations and higher education institutes have to understand this point. Educating diverse students, learners is a very, very interesting area, because if you look at India's profile, as far as India is concerned, India's population demographic features are concerned, the students in India right now, they are diverse in many, many perspectives, or their profile is altogether distinctly different from one group to another group, one profile, one segment to another group, another segment. Therefore, they are different in racially, they are different in ethnically, they are different in culture, they are different in linguistic, and they are different in communities of lower. Within the lower segment, there are n number of the categories, and all are they have their own the cemented equations, and they calculate and they are trying to they extract the benefit of the entire among this diverse set of the people. So therefore, managing this diverse system in the higher education institute is also an area for concern. Therefore, my perspective of implementing of higher education policy, basically with reference to racial character, ethical character, cultural character, linguistic character, community of different socio-economic background, is a really challenging task and is an issue for real management of the society and management of the country, and the student management is in a really the top management of the institutions, and have to look very positively and encash this opportunity of diversity and try to bring the best out of this kind of diversity for the institutions as well as the nation. Once you are able to manage this diversity and able to produce a better output, obviously the country is going to benefit, and once country is going to benefit means you are going to get benefit and your students are going to get benefit, institution grow, and students will learn and students will prosper, and win-to-win approach for both education institute as well as the community and student segment. But the interesting is diverse student needs the and issues are different, because they are each student in each group is a very unique commitment to making sure all students' individual needs are met by the management. The very lower segment of the student needs are to be met by the management, and very top student of the class is also to be met in the class, because the students are merged in the class and are amalgamated in the class. And as a teacher, as an institution, you have to learn to balance the entire the class environment, institutional environment, and higher learning the environment, and that is really challenging. And they can pursue their interest and reach their fullest potential. Obviously, I'll be talking more on the last point, how one can be holistically develop their personality and be a citizen for the nation. And that is really an area where your role, my role, student role, stakeholder role is very crucial. And therefore, the managing this diverse student profile of the country is really a big task and big challenge for the management institutions and management teachers, and also all other stakeholders of the institutions. With this background, let us understand what the really education institutions and students needs by 2020 onwards. The learning is an integrated cognitive process. Learning is an integrated cognitive process which has three words. I say V, S, K. I don't know which one is to be put first, whether I should first V or K or S, but at the end we need the concerned citizen. I think you can see a concerned citizen at the center of the entire circle, and that is what is 365 million people at the center. They are waiting to be converted as a raw student to be converted into a concerned citizen for the nation. Now, to convert them into a concerned citizen of 365 million people, or maybe 2040, the 170 million people who are want to enter the job market, or they want to enter labor market or working class, and they are definitely. So therefore, the point what I mean to say is here is very concerned point. Very concerned point. What is that? The concerned citizen, that number is very large as far as India is concerned. If you look at China, if you look at other European countries, in fact, in European countries, in some of the developed countries, they had a concept some time back, what is called, DINKS. What is a DINKS? DINKS is, it is an abbreviated word, short form. DINKS is double income, no kids. They did not produce the children, and they have only entered into the working population segment. Both have started working, and once they have started working, obviously they have completed the tenure of the work, and they did not produce children, and they have become old, and the country is suffering today. And that is what is in European countries' case, in the advanced countries' case. But in case of India and China, more so in India, the around 365 million people are awaiting for your doors to be open for higher education, more so professional education, more so management education. Therefore, your role, my role, and everybody's role in professional education is very crucial. And being at the center of these 365 million people, they need, the broadly three categories. They need values, they need skills, and they need the knowledge of education. The knowledge of education. Now, in the current session of mine also, I'll be talking only management education. That means I'll be talking only and I'll be touching only K. I'll not be touching V and S, because V is values, which is who is going to set for the nation. I have to really understand, and who is going to set S, that is a big $1 billion question mark. But even the NEP 2020 assume that it is going to address values and assume going to address the skills, but the VSK combinedly, it puts, three segments of the circle, and first is K, talks about linguistic characteristic, and mathematics, that's numeracy skills, and numeracy means number and science, and humanities, such as the culture and of being together and the building the nation. That is what humanity and heritage. And once you take these areas, language, mother tongue, maybe Kannada, English, or whatever the languages, and mathematics and science are, you can put it in numerical skills, and humanities and heritage, you can put in the social skills or social knowledge, and this is what together we can say a knowledge. And comes to the other side, the V, I say RID. What is RID? RID is, R is for respect, and I is integrity, and D is discipline. Unless and until RID, I manage myself into education institute as a professional institute, or a management institute, or a general institute, or a university of multidisciplinary character, or research kind of character, unless and until I build internally into the entire system of respecting the system, the respecting individual, respecting the subject, respecting the entire environment, probably developing the such a wonderful education institute is highly, highly difficult. And you have to respect your subject, and you have to integrate yourself with the institutions, and institute should integrate yourself with the, in the entire system, and you as well as your institution should be very disciplined. And once you are respect and integrate and discipline in the entire the chain of the organization of management education in particular, and in particular also, the professional education, but in general, all education, respect, integrity and discipline is very, very necessary. And how we are going to bring those things into the NEP, and how we are going to impart those things into the 365 million people, there's a $1 million question. We'll try to address that one bit later. Then come to the yes. What is this? Yes is, there are so many skills, I will come to a bit later, but please understand, to impart V, impart K, impart S, I need the basically pedagogy and assessment process. Therefore, once I want, to have my people, my fellow Indians to be a concerned citizen for the nation, then he or she has to be a confident person first. You have to raise the confidence level of the person. Unless until you raise the confidence of a particular person, you cannot build the nation. Therefore, building the confidence of an individual is a most necessary part of education system. Therefore, you have to learn, you have to induct the system, you have to have a pedagogy, you have to assessment process, which will enable the person to be confident. That's the first point. And second is, once you have a proper pedagogy and proper assessment, so therefore a confident person, to make him confident, you have to have a very strong goals and content of your curriculum. That is very, very important. Goals and content of curriculum should be objective based and outcome based. Please understand that 2 points. Goals and content of the curriculum should be objective based and outcome based. I'm referring 2 points here for management education and professional education. Goals and content of curriculum should be objective and outcome based. That's the first point. Then pedagogy, I'll address bit later, and assessment process. The NEP has addressed these 3 parameters to make people, a confident person, a self-directed learner, and an active contributor for the society in agriculture sector, industry sector, and service sector. If you look at the whole economy of India, and in economics we classify the entire economy in 3 sectors. One is agriculture sector, second is industrial sector, and third one is service sector. When you classify these 3 sectors of the economy, and your 3 million people or 365 million people, they should be able to contribute either to agriculture, either to industry, or either to service sector. If a person is failed in contributing to agriculture, industry, and service sector, which is very broad perspective in nature, and then that person is to be said is a waste candidate for the country. Liability is going to be liability for the country, can be said in Kannada, Danda Pinda for the nation. Liability is a waste fellow, and we don't want to have such a waste population in the country. Therefore, the perspective of management education, perspective of higher education, the perspective of the NEP 2020 has a greater responsibility on the people, and they have to take care of the confident person, a self-directed learner, an active contributor. He only can become a concerned citizen of the nation, like the Radhakrishnaji or Sir M. Visvesvaraya or M.K. Gandhi, who is called Mahatma Gandhi. He is not simply a man of Mahatma. He is a man of Mahatma because of his values, because of his knowledge, because of his skills. That is what you can become only, the concerned citizen only once you adopt VKS or VSK, then only you can contribute. Now, holistic development of a child depends, or any student depends, his education, his value system, and skills. Now, what is education? Education, management education you say, or general education you say, or whatever the, education you say, it is a result of good upbringing of correct behavior. Correct behavior means what? A correct behavior of a teacher, correct behavior of the HR manager, correct behavior of the marketing manager, correct behavior of the financial manager, correct behavior of the software engineer, correct behavior of the civil engineer, correct behavior of the automobile engineer. Take any segment of education. Education means result of good upbringing. Please note that word. Result. It is an outcome. I am saying it is not just upbringing of correct behavior. It is a result of good upbringing, correct behavior. That means result is an output. It is an outcome. Output is a different, input is a different, output is a different, and outcome is a different. Everybody is a doctor, but everybody is not a good doctor. Okay, and surgeon is a different, but good surgeon is different. Good teacher is a different. Extraordinary teacher is a different. Outstanding teacher is a different. Students simply love him. Outstanding teacher is a different. That is what is the result of good upbringing, correct behavior, and that means your purification of the body, mind, and soul. I don't know. I'm using these three words. Perhaps I used earlier also in your the Gulbarga, the Sharnbasva University. That is what purification of the body, purification of the mind, and purification of the soul. Sometimes I have a greater debate on the last two words, mind and soul. And mind and soul are not existing organs. They don't know. We don't know where they lie in the body, and whether they lie in the body or lie in the outside the body. Even that is a bigger debate area. But the mind and soul of an individual convert into purified body of the person. And once you have purified students in your education institute, or you get such a good student into your education institute, your job almost all 50% done. But if you get raw student, unskilled student, and rough students, and unmanageable student, then as a teacher of management education, as a teacher of professional education, you'll be having great challenge and greater responsibility of converting the bad into good and good into outstanding. That is what is the education. Values, I've already said, an ideal expected by someone, some individual or a group. I expect you should be good with me, and you should be good with everybody. That is what the values. And skill is an ability that has been acquired by training, accomplishment, acquirement, acquisition, attainment, and that is what is leading to innovation and critical thinking. That is what is the aesthetic as well as the cognitive behavior of an individual. Okay, that will come a bit later. But this is what is what we call holistic development and empowerment. If you want to be your 365 million people who are in the young population of India, and you want them to be holistic development and empowerment, and obviously you need to address the education values and skills, and more so what is word called the coined word VSK, which I represent as a Vijayanagar ShriKrishnadevaraya University. Okay, therefore, when I say skills, last point, when I say skills, and skills are variety now. I come to bit later, because this is what is very, very important in the implementation level. And I think your registrar is there, your deans are there, and all management teachers are there, and it's a very, very significant message for you people. And therefore I thought the talking these things will definitely will matter, converting 365 million people into very productive the resources for the country. Therefore I thought addressing and touching the skill part of the in current the NEP policy. Okay, we have physical skills. You should be lifestyle order and be fit, and by doing exercise, yoga, walking, clapping and sleeping and eating, and correct the behavior of your physical order. Now, I think our Honorable Prime Minister of Government of India has initiated Fit India movement, not Fit India movement, please understand, Fit India movement, because, look at the old generation and current generation. Now, look at the way dress behavior of older generation of 1996 and 2016 or 2020, particularly online education. The children are addicted for mobile, online, digital, etc., etc. And what exactly is happening, nobody knows. But you need good physics to live and sustain. If you are there, then your all things will alive. And if you are not there, none will be alive. In the sense, if you are there, your son will be there, your mother will be there, your wife will be there, your daughter will be there, your sister will be there, your brother will be there, everybody will be there. If yourself you are not there, nobody will be there for you. Therefore, first the requirement of the any skill set is physical skills. Therefore, in calculating age, we have three terms. What is that? Biological age, psychological age, and one more is chronological age. Chronological age, biological age, and the psychological age. The chronological age from date of your birth to current year. Suppose you may be, irrespective of your physics, your mental, you may be around 45. But you may be 45, but if you are biologically good, you may be having body of the 25 years old boy or girl. Very young, fit body, fit all organs of the system. Therefore, you will be able to perform very well. But sometimes what happens, because of the wrong and unhealthy and unrequired order of lifestyle, you'll be having at the age of 20, you'll be having your biology of 80 years character, and that is what is you can understand what is happened in the later part of the pictures. They look at in the earlier the system and current system. This is symbolic expression of our lifestyle physical skills, which is required really today. And second is social skills, skills of leadership, and I think we are very poor. Okay, skill of usefulness. I don't know how much I am useful for you, and you only have to tell me. Skill of social pleasant. Most of our colleagues are not happy with us, each other. I think that's a greater message. That will not be easy going for management education and professional education. If your colleagues are not happy with you and your organization, and it's very difficult. Therefore, the Narayan Murthy, the ex-chairman, the Infosys said, if your goal and organizational goal are different, neither you grow nor your organization grow. Okay, to grow together, you have to integrate yourself with organization, and organization should integrate, with you people. That is what is social pleasant, skill of social pleasant, and then only you'll be having good social relationship management with you people. Therefore, I suggest 3A skills: adjust, accommodate, and appreciate. Adjust, accommodate, and appreciate. Unless and until you adjust with the environment, accommodate environment, and appreciate the environment, maybe your peer, maybe your colleague, maybe your HOD, maybe your dean, maybe your registrar, or maybe your vice chancellor, maybe your Apaji or Awaji, or whatever the system you say in the hierarchy of the management, the top should respect the lower segment, and lower segment should respect the upper segment. That is what is called 3A skill set. adjust, accommodate, and appreciate, and everybody should learn to appreciate. And we Indians are very, very lack in appreciating others, particularly when we know someone. Unknown people we appreciate. We appreciate, the new president of America. We appreciate the foreign actors and actresses, and we appreciate our non-concerned people, our neighbors, but we never appreciate our own colleagues, and we never appreciate our own workers, and we never appreciate our sometimes own student, and that will create a problem for the organization. Therefore, the social skills in the 2020 NEP are very, very crucial, and we have to understand and we have to accommodate, and that way we have to build our curriculum, and that way we have to set our pedagogy, that way we have to set our the assessment process. Coming to the moral skills, being right, very difficult. Boss is always right. That was a once upon a time statement, but now not. Everybody is open for criticism. Okay, you be ready for your own criticism, and you be ready for the student criticism, and you be ready for always be ready for your management criticisms. And more so, it is a pedagogy or it is a customary practice which has come. Management only has to criticize but not to appreciate. That was not going to be lost for longer. The management is open for criticism, and teachers are open to criticism, and students are open to criticism, and teachers and management are open for now criticism. That is what is the change being right and unright into the system. But moral skills, yes, it is a really need of an hour. Self-awareness, management, decision making, fairness and justice, trust and faith, reading scale and epic books, courtesy, modesty, and mannerism, skill of love all, serve all. I think the Karnataka stands at the top in terms of education, because the way people are way the educational institutes are being served by the this Gurukul and mud kind of environment. They are great contributions have made the people of the Karnataka. Therefore, the skill of love all, serve all is a greater contribution of the Karnataka for the world, and people are appreciating this character. And I think recently somebody has quoted in one of these speech, one of the topmost university of the world. They have conducted after serving the society for 100 years, what our customers say, what is the feedback for these patients, and after they went the survey and looking at the result, they desperately upset. Why? Because their results were not happy, their results were not positive, and they looked at what is exactly is required. Then the people like Appaji, people like Siddharanga Swamiji, people like Gandhiji, people like Sir M. Surya, people like Radhakrishnaji, they came in front of their eyes, and such noble people in front of the world they came in, and therefore they have concluded the concern to the love for all is a greater characteristic of the upbringing of a student. They have concluded. Therefore, moral skills is a very, very important skills that one has to understand. Coming to the next skills, what we are looking at in 2020 onwards is aesthetic skills. Be whatever the product you have or whatever you are, be smart. Be smart. Smart is never ending. Don't ask the meaning of smartness to any ladies, because they never end their dressing character, they never end their makeup character, because they are always find the scope. How our ladies, our sisters, our fellow colleagues, they find the aesthetic characteristics in themselves, like that character will be there in the education institute, that will be there in the every product. That the beautiness is required in every aspect of our walk and talk. Therefore, being best and doing best and being best is an at most important characteristic of the 2020 onwards. Creative presenting is a very, very buzzword, I say. Creative presenting, you maybe have a small, but presenting is a very, very important. Even negative can be presented a positive. That's a great skill, Say no, as such you said yes. I'm saying, please understand. Say no, as such you said yes. That's a skill you should have. And looking differently. Now look at this door. This is the door. It is just an entry door. How beautifully carved, how beautifully presented. That is what is in every segment. Your presentation in the class, your seminars, your attitudes, your approach to the society, to the student, to the management, I think is just a need of a second, not of a need an hour for if you want to be in the market of management education. I think the cognitive skills are very, very crucial, particularly in management and professional education. And these skills are called brain application skills. I think somewhere I said earlier, education is purification of the body, mind and soul. But I never used the word brain there. The body consists of brain, and brain is a systematic functioning organ like a heart. And this brain and the entire body together produce mind and soul. And if you train your brain, and that will produce very qualitative and quantitative. I am saying, you have familiar with the GB, gigabyte, and terabyte and PZ. Okay, petabyte. There are higher versions. Okay. So brain application is so crucial for every individual, and you have to train this brain. And brain has a lot of potential. And lot of potential for what? Logic, reasoning, problem solving, and decision making. And logic where reasoning, where problem solving, where decision making in your own area, in your own discipline, in your subject, own content of the subject. Logic is required, reasoning is required, problem solving is required, and decision making is required. Creative thinking in every part of your world, every part of your activity. Creative thinking and planning is very, very required. Processing, auditory, visual, speed, very interesting. Processing is, it takes in 3 segments. One is auditory, visual, and speed. We talk about speed of the internet, but the speed of the brain and speed of the eyes, speed of the mind, speed of the soul is really amazing. The organs of the body, amazing the components of the body. I don't know, I repeat again, mind and soul exist or not, but the brain exists, and brain has all these 3 characteristics, and we have to train it. Attention, sustain, selective, divide. Probably in this class also, some are sustained, some are selective, and some are divided. Some people will divide some part of my class, some part of doing something else in the current session. So therefore, attention is 3 categories: sustained attention, selective attention, and divide attention. And that is left to the individual. And as a teacher, you have to ensure all your students are sustained for your the goal and content, sustained for your pedagogy, and sustained for your what is called assessment. Then only you are going to get concerned citizen of 365 million. And once you get the sustained citizens of 365 concerned citizen, obviously our country, our nation is going to get the boost. And once you get the boost, we get sustained society. Once you get a sustained society, obviously there will be holistic development and holistic empowerment of the entire state and entire country and entire society. That's what is the point number 4. And coming to the memory, short and long. And last one is innovation. I think you being people of engineering and management, I don't think you require explanation for that. 21st century skills called 4C. Again, coined word, not by me, taken from the literature. And these 4 C's are called high order cognitive skills. As such, these cognitive skills are very, very crucial. Whether it is NEP 2020 or NEP 4040 or NEP 2100. I'm saying after 80 years, brain application, cognitive skills are going to matter a lot. Matter only skills, I think, in future. What matters is cognitive skill. Therefore, the 21st century skills, what is being addressed is the 4C, high order cognitive skills, critical thinking and problem solving, and communication. And third one is creative and innovation, and 4th one, collaboration. I repeat again all these 4: critical thinking and problem solving is the first area. I think I am just, I'll take a little pause on my regular session. And if you look at post-COVID situations in the country and particularly in economy, particularly how some creative and, the innovative people have moved themselves into the business activities. Okay, online, Geo you can explore. The today Mukesh Ambani's per day turnover of only internet business is 90,000 plus crores. Only internet I'm talking. Okay, that's what is the quantum of business he is earning today through Geo network. And communication, extraordinarily playing an important in the network of the business. And that was second. Third is creativity and innovation. I think people are very wide and innovative in their presentation of the product in the digital and online application, etc., and therefore they are earning huge. And collaboration is obviously people are using and encashing the opportunity. Therefore, these 4 C's of 21st century is playing a significant role, and this what is I am saying required. Need of an hour, need of a minute, need of a second. That is what I'm saying. And therefore, I think further, you can classify these 21st century 4 skills into different areas of 16 skill subs. I think I already covered, but again they have been put into some chart manner. But somewhere I've already covered these things. And therefore, the networking is very, very important in today's and future generation of students, and where we have to learn to implement NEP for management education and the professional education in a perspective manner. And that is what the way how people come to our organization. And with this background of the demography, with this background of the population, with this background of the given setup, the evolution of education policy in India started in 1948-49. University Education Commission was established in 1948-49. Secondary Education Commission in 1952-53. Education Commission 64-66 under the Kothari leadership, and National Policy on Education 1968, and 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976 Education Concurrent List, National Policy on Education NPE 86, that's what was the previous, and NPE 1986 modified in 1992, Program of Action 1992, and Subramania Committee report 27 May 2016, and Dr. K. Kasturirangan Committee report 31st May 2019. This is what is the latest committee report available in this country. This what way how journey of Indian education policy moved across the years. NEP 2020 consultation process, I think everybody is familiar. Available on www.mygov.in. 2016 115 to 3110 2015. Nearly 2.5 lakh gram panchayati, 6,600 blocks, 6,000 ULBs and 676 districts. As on October 2015, draft of NEP 2019 summary in 22 languages, audio book, education dialogue with MPs, particularly around southern states, special meeting with concerned, and parliamentary standing committee on HRD on 7/11/2019. And this way, how journey of education of 2020 has come. And with this background, the NEP 2020 has broadly, 5 segmentation. First comes, it comes all in, around 27 chapters, 61 pages. But what I say is, the 4 segmentation. Number 1 is school education. It's exclusively deals and concerned with school education. And second one is higher education, where you and me are working. And third one is the other key areas of focus. That's what is also important for us, and where I think professional education comes in page number 50 of NEP draft report. And adult education and lifelong learning is also part of chapter 21 of page 51. And the last but most important, making it happen, from page 60 to 61, these 2 pages are very, very significant for the entire nation. We are very, very outstanding in designing policy. Most skill sets are whatever we have referred, even in NEP 2020, are also referred in earlier policies. But what exactly is area of focus right now we have to do? That's an area, but try to understand what exactly the first the school education and higher education. Since we are talking only higher education and professional education, I think I'll skip the school education. I will concentrate straight away higher education. And higher education, I think from page 33 to almost all 51 it is talks about, and almost all 30 pages. And these number of 10 chapters deals with higher education and about teacher education, equity and inclusion of higher education, motivated, enlarged, capable faculty, optimal learning environment, support for students, etc., etc. We'll see those things a bit later, what happened actually inside. Okay, and other key areas, professional education, I think, there's not much concern to us, but as I said, it's very concerned to us. And with this background, I will let us understand the vision of the National Education Policy 2020. In an education system that contributes in an equitable and vibrant knowledge society. Yes, obviously, as I said, you need a society of concern. You need a citizen of concern. Society of concern means the society becomes only concerned when members of the society becomes a concern. So therefore, as in the center of the circle, I said, citizen of the concerned, that what is I use the word in my presentation, and NEP also focus on the same. That is what an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. I think I underline the word called highlighted word called high quality education. Quality itself is a very tactic word in the sentence, but I say further they have said high quality. As far as your ISO or ISO 9000 or any certification policy, quality means zero defect. As I understand, being a management teacher, the quality means zero defects. What is high quality? Quality means zero defect. And what do you mean by high quality? That is again, we have to conduct a brainstorming session. Therefore, the Government of India through UGC has recommended all higher education institutes to have a brainstorming session to understand quality education, high quality education, and we have to understand what is the difference between quality education and high quality education. Therefore, we should be ready for serving the society of those 365 million people who are entering into the school education to higher education. Develops a deep sense of respect towards, I think again we is coming into picture. Develop a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental rights, duties and constitutional values. Constitutional values are well defined in Constitution of India, but we are more concerned. I have said 3 words: respect, integrate, and what is that? RID. Respect, integrate, and discipline, and those are very, very significant. Somewhere we have to check ourselves whether I am respecting my job, whether I am respecting my institution, whether I am respecting my boss, whether I am respecting management, or my management is respecting me or not, or my management is giving they respecting me or not. All those are individual assessment, and we have to do it. And bonding with one's own country, loving all, serving all, I have already used it. And conscious awareness of one's role and responsibilities in changing world. Sustainable development and green environment and good society. That is what we are talking about, Swachh Bharat, etc., etc. And this is what is the second point addressed. And skills, values, and dispositions. That's what is again is an issue. What is NEP talking? Key principles of NEP: respect for diversity and local content in curriculum, pedagogy and policy. I've already said how curriculum should be, how pedagogy should be, and how policy should be. I think we should accommodate diversity into all curriculum, diversity in pedagogy, diversity in policy, to accommodate everybody into a system from diversity to local to global, global to local. That doesn't mean I will teach only local and he will be my own village. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. He should be. You made in fact, under Atmanirbhar Bharat. I asked the Honalli sir to hold some session on Atmanirbhar Bharat, because that is a very, very powerful policy of the government of India. And once you make you are familiar with Atmanirbhar Bharat presentation to your teachers and your students, they will understand a lot of things which are linked with further education of NEP. Therefore, the designing curriculum, designing pedagogy, designing policy, you need to inclusively adopt diversity in local content, which diversity in local content should make local, vocal, and global. Please understand, diversity in local content should make local, vocal, and global. And that's what our Honorable Prime Minister has addressed in his presentation, local to local and vocal, and then he addressed another word called global. So therefore, local, vocal, and global is an issue, and a product from Gulbarga, a product from Yadgiri, a product from Shahpur should be get exported from the Shahpur to any other countries of the world. That is what is the intention of the Atmanirbhar Bharat. I think our curriculum, our pedagogy, our policy should content in that direction. That is what is an issue. Coming to equity and inclusion is again one more issue, where large segment of our people are out of the quality education. I don't want to use the word high quality education, and they are away from the quality education. So therefore, correctness of all educational decisions are to be concentrated towards equity and inclusion and community participation. I think the Gulbarga Sharnbasva University is doing a lot, and encouragement and facilitation of philanthropic, private and community participation. I think as far as Karnataka is concerned, I'm proud to say I'm being a student of Murga Mutt, and Mutt, I'm at this place because of only the philanthropic characteristic of the such Swamijis, and we are here, and you people are in such a wonderful holy places because of the community participation, and that should get extended. That's what the NEP talks about, and use of technology in teaching, learning, and removing language barriers for the students' education planning and management. Use of technology should be in a larger quantum and areas, and emphasizing and conceptual understanding rather than rote learning. Learning for exams. We should understand learning for learnings. That's what is they are talking. Shift from rote learning to learning for learning. That is what is NEP address. Unique capabilities, recognizing, identifying them in each student. Every student is unique, as I said earlier, and therefore you should have a policy. You should have a system. You should have an approach to identify good student in the class, outstanding student in the class, and also slow learner in the class. That is what is the unique capabilities of teacher and institution it talks about. And critical thinking and creativity I've already spoken, and continuous review, and up to 2040 they are given a timeline for this policy. 20 years timeline is I think quite enough, quite long I believe, and I think personally it should be very short span. We should keep reviewing this entire policy. Major reforms Major reforms of NEP 2020 only for higher education, and currently we are very low, and therefore NEP targets 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035, which is around right now around 22 or 23 or 25. In some states it's more, some states it's less, but it is to be taken from that level to 50% by 2035, means another 15 years we have. 15 years we have to double this capacity. How you are going to double the capacity is again challenging task for all of us, particularly the addressing diverse students, which I have addressed earlier. Even NEP did not address very neatly of that policy, that aspect, but in my presentation I have addressed those issues, diversity of student issues, and ethically or racially different, ethnically different, linguistically different, all those areas, and holistic and multidisciplinary education, flexible of subject with reference to, flexibility of subject with reference to multiple entry and multiple exit, of UG program 3 years or 4 years, PG program 1 year or 2 years, integrated 5 years bachelor's or master program, MPhil program is discontinued. So in future we have a UG program, PG program, and integrated research program. Please understand, we may not be having a MPhil program. MPhil is suspended already, and if anybody is getting registered for MPhil program, please stop yourself. Okay, that's what is in the area. And another interesting the reform of NEP 2020, credit transfer from one institute to another institute, one state to another state. It is a national credit academic bank of credits. Jammu Kashmir University can transfer the credit to the Gulbarga University. Gulbarga University candidate, university may transfer the credit to Bellary University. Bellary University may transfer the credit to the Mysore University. That is what is a global transfer of credit. How it works? It is in your hand. How you are going to make your content? It is in your hand. How you are going to inbuilt your curriculum, content, output based, outcome based, transformation, transferable, all is in the hands of the policy makers of higher education institute like Sharnbasva University. Therefore, the point what I mean to say, credit transfer and academic bank credits is a very, very crucial benefit to the student community, and he can learn what he wants. Durations are fixed, and policies are being well said, and therefore under that umbrella he can learn what he wants. That is what student choice, not teacher choice. ये दे रहे तुम ले लो, ऐसा नहीं है अभी भाई, ये दुनिया अलग है, and it all is the learner, the kingdom era. So therefore the credit transfer and academic bank credits are very, very crucial benefit components have been given to the student community, and it is the higher education institutes are classified into the basically two categories. Higher education institutes are being classified into two categories. Probably Appa University has to make its decision, either teaching university or research university, maybe by another 5 years or maybe another 10 years. By 2040, Appa University say either I am a research university or the teaching quality intensive university. That's what is a huge difference for as a student customer or a learner perspective is a greater benefit. And autonomous degree granting colleges. Now affiliating college concept has gone. Okay, so the concept of the classification of the higher education is basically three: research, teaching, and autonomous degree granting colleges. And model multidisciplinary education, multidisciplinary education, and research university, and nearby every district is to be established by 2040. So therefore, the concept and the aim of higher education by 2020 to 2040, every district of India should have at least one higher education institute. That's what is an aim. And right now, these institutes are concentrated in a few pockets of the state, few pockets of the country, and therefore the regional division, regional bifurcation, regional dispersion is an also issue under higher education policy 2020, and that's really good for the citizens of the nation, and 365 million people of the country, they are going to get a benefit of it. Second, very important component as far as policy is concerned, graded autonomy. Autonomy is not common to all. Some will have academic autonomy, some will have administrative autonomy, some will have financial autonomy. So, graded autonomy, academic, administrative, and financial. Phasing out affiliation system in next 15 years. By 2035, there will not be concept of affiliation at all. And each and every college should stand on its own and should be able to stand for the society or in the society on its own demand profile. That's what I wanted to say in different words, but I just withdraw myself because people should not reject you as an institution. You should come with a strong demand profile in the market. That is what is a phasing out affiliation system and affiliating to particular university and dominating the learner. That is not going to happen, and you will be going to sustain based on the student demand in the market. National mission on mentoring, very interesting. Mentoring means talking to the students for their own interest, for the self-interest of the students. You will be talking. Independent board of governors, BOG, single regulator for higher education, excluding legal and medical. All other institutions will come under one umbrella of multidisciplinary universities by 2035. Okay, the point is, except legal and medical, all will be brought under one single concept of multidisciplinary universities. Online self-disclosure based transparent system for approvals in place of inspections. Inspector Raj, Police Raj governance system is going to end, and it is a transparent system. Approval system is going to be replaced. Common norms for public and private higher education institutes. There is no special treatment for the public sector organizations and private sector organizations. All will be treated on common platform, and private philanthropic partnership will be encouraged. Fee fixation within the broad regulatory framework, and public investment in education sector to reach 6% to 6%. Right now is 1% or 1.5%, and it should reach the 6% of GDP as early as possible. That's what we are looking at. Okay, and right now India is around 1.5 or 1.7, and it should reach 6%. Then therefore we can get some infrastructural support, and therefore we can provide better quality education. I am saying better quality education, but not highest quality education. Then comes third, the National Research Foundation, NRF, is to be set to take care of the research and internationalization of education. That's what your registrar was mentioning. Our students going abroad, and abroad students are coming to us. Sorry. International of Indian education. That's what they probably in the years to come, the Sharnbasva University will be having around 2,000 to 5,000 students of foreign students in Gulbarga, and there will be separate the setup for them to take care of their diverse the socio-economic parameters, and therefore that's what the enhancement of the system and cross-learning, cross-culture system, and that's what happens. Integration of the vocational teachers and professional education into the general education. That is what I said. Except law and medical, all are on one umbrella. Setting up of new quality higher education institutes has been made easier. Standalone HEIs and professional education institutes will evolve into multidisciplinary. I've already said special education zone for disadvantaged region. That means, say for example, in the entire Karnataka, Yadgiri, your own Kalyan Karnataka part, still very backward. Koppal, very backward. Raichur, still backward. Even Kalyan Karnataka, your 6 districts, Bellary is advanced relatively. Kalaburagi is advanced relatively. Bellary advanced relatively. Even district incomes are very, very high compared to other districts in the entire state average. but Yadgiri, Kopla, Raichur, they are facing huge problem. Therefore, in such places, I think we are going to have a special education zone for disadvantaged region, and government will focus and concentrate on such regions for the empowerment of the people of lower and divergent people. National Institute for Pali, Persian and Prakriti, and National Educational and Technological Forum, NETF, and MHRD to be renamed as a Ministry of Education. That's again major, not so significant, but a numerical matter. Indian knowledge system, language, culture, and values. Now look at this point. Indian knowledge, Indian system, Indian languages, Indian culture, and Indian values. Everywhere I am specifically with stress I am adding India, because India had played significant role in all these parameters. We are the first country to set up a university in the entire world. Nalanda, Taxila are the universities of the world, attracted the best scholars to the country, and today our people are going towards the Western countries. Why? Because divergent into the quality of education, divergent in the knowledge system, language, culture, and values. Therefore, focus on literature and scientific vocabulary of Indian languages, a special attention is to be given. Language faculty will be given much importance. We were conducting an interview for guest faculty for Bellary University. We called for people for an interview for Department of English. Department of English people who have come for as a teachers for PG education could not speak one sentence correctly. Look at such a student coming university level, teaching for a MA program and sending such students at market, what is going to happen? Tragedy. Therefore, language faculty needs to be addressed. Very, very important. Very, very important. Research on language is to be conducted. What exactly is to be done to improve the quality of the language of the people? We don't want, literary, poetic language for the society. I said in many sessions, language is a vehicle of the society of business and commerce. If you don't have a professional language, business language, communication language in business, your quality of business get depressed. Your communication, poor communication will reduce your business turnover, and your smartness in expression reduces your power of business. Therefore, research and language, particularly in the area of business language, I think your institutes such as the professional and management education look forward to empower the management communication languages, and you have to conduct more research on such needs, and you have to strengthen the society, sustain the society for future requirement. Strengthening a national institute for a promotion of classical language and literature is a conventional. Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation. Say, for example, a bigger language of Kannada will be difficult to understand in Koppal, and Koppal and bigger language highly difficult to understand in Bangalore. All are Kannadigas only. Kannada, bigger Kannada is different, Bellary Kannada is different, Mangalore Kannada is different, and Dharwad Kannada is different, and more so other languages. Therefore, Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation, the IITI is going to play a significant role in transforming the quality of 365 million people in the next 15 years by 2035, and you are going to play a significant role into that. I think I think you will play a significant role. Cultural awareness. What is that? Cultural awareness of Indian knowledge and system. I think we have to revisit our history, such as Vijayanagar kingdom, or Chalukyas, Kadambas. their culture, architecture, all this, they send a very strong signal and message of our cultural awareness. And I think we re-look into all that conventional and traditional or historical, the source of wisdom of knowledge, and rebuild and translate that one into future generation. And I think digitalization in this context play a very important role. I think professional institute like MCA and BTech in computer science, the CS and E&C are going to play a very, very important role in this area. Promoting the traditional arts and Lokovaidya. Okay, and HEs and school complex to have artist in residence. This is again promotion of fine arts into the all segment of education is another need of an hour. But all these three slides convey very, very important aspect of the future requirement of the nation, which I have covered earlier with reference to the concerned citizen of the society. Concerned citizen of the society means, I come to that slide once again, because all this NEP 2020 should address that slide. Then coming to use of technology, I think we are in the era of technology. That's what I said in the very first beginning only. Use of technology in education planning, use of technology in teaching, use of technology in learning, use of technology in assessment. I think some private institute, some philanthropic institute, they have done long back. Right now, we are in use of technology in teaching learning. I am using technology, web source, and you are using web source for listening. In fact, it's a learning together. I'm not saying I'm a master, I'm the youngest learner of the class. So teaching, learning, and assessment technology, administration and management is an area for improvement for us. We govern the teachers, but we never govern the teaching process. Please, if anybody in management of the Sharnbasva University is listening, please note this point. We are governing the teachers, but we are not governing the teaching process. I think the management and administration should look into this area of governance of teaching process. Once you govern the teaching learning process and outcome and output and outcome process, and use your technology for administration and management of teaching learning and assessment of output and assessment of outcome. Obviously you are going to attain the said goal, sustained goal, or your vision of the institutions and vision of the 2020 NEP. And increasing access to for disadvantaged people, special needs people, Divyang friendly education software, e-content in regional language, virtual labs, National Educational Technology Forum, NETF, digitally equipping schools, teachers, and students. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. I've said at some one point of time in Gulbarga, in our own institute, by 2030, current jobs of 35% will vanish. Please understand. 2030-35 ಈಸ್ವಿಗೆ ಈಗಿರುವ 35%, 100ರಲ್ಲಿ 35% ಕೆಲಸಗಳ ಪ್ರಕಾರಗಳು ತಮ್ಮ ಅಸ್ತಿತ್ವವನ್ನೇ ಕಳೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತವೆ. We don't require typist. We don't require keyboard, because all voice recognizing software will come. Today even they are available. Lipicare software app. It meets your requirement. No need to type. Just keep on speaking. A software recognizes your voice. It gets adjusted. Google Auntie, Alexa, Google Darling. So many people are there. Okay, the point what I mean to say, use of technology in job, in administration, in management, in teaching, in learning, in assessment, in education planning, and helping for the needy people is very, very high. And the timeline for implementation of NEP has been given. I think it starts with 2021 to 2040, and specific areas, specific segments are being assigned, and I think that is what the almost 20 years segment of the span for reaching the objectives of the 2020, and the objectives should be output based and outcome based. That is what policy aims at, and we hope with this shifting paradigm, I think I just bring it to your notice, but I almost at the end of my presentation. So traditional paradigm and evolving paradigm, major focus on content in conventional pattern, and evolving paradigm in 2020 NEP, content and process balance, the discrete disciplines, the integrated disciplines. Now look at the discrete and integrated discipline. Why I am talking about this one? In fact, the NEP also did not focus so clearly into their policy, but I am saying very, very clearly into this because integrated discipline, a student of medical can come and join, one of the programming languages of computer science. Medical science of nursery can come and study one of the papers of the HRM. The medical science student of pharmaceutical can come and study one of the papers on marketing. And look at the diversified the integration I'm talking. Medical student never used to allowed for this kind of integration, but we are allowing the medical student referring computer language, medical nursery student studying HRM, pharmaceutical student studying the particular paper in management, and studying cost management, cost accounting, area of integrated discipline. Content acquisition and learning to learn. Learning to learn, I think this already message is being given by 3 Idiot movie. I think 3 Idiot movie everybody has seen, in that the Shahrukh, who is that? Amir Khan, what is his name? Forgotten. Okay, he has come to the the institute not to get for a degree, but to learn the content. Learning to learn, he has come. Therefore, that message is already been given. So therefore, evolving system of NEP 2020 is talking about content and process balance, integrated discipline, learning to learn, and continuous progress of the personality and empowerment and development. Then coming to the shifting paradigm of instruction for teachers, teacher-centered instructional process right now even in Sharnbasva University, but this should be student-centered instructional process, assigned instructional material, resource-based learning, and no need to take attendance in future. If they want, they will come. If they don't want, they will not come to you, because student choice, not teachers-based, teacher choice. Single instructional process and multiple approach instruction facilities, and passive learning, active learning. Now look at the difference between old policy and new policy NEP 2020, and where I think you all people have to play your role. And in conventional and traditional, your competitive character, in the modern, your cooperative character. System level management and institutional level management, supervision of learners, empowerment of learners, and I've already spoken empowerment. I have stressed lot, but still I'll come back to that one. Hierarchical structure and professional college structure. Okay, professional and collegial structure. This is what is an issue. And before ending my session, I'll come back to this slide because this slide is very, very important to me. What is that? I think I end up once again explaining this slide, and the 365 million people. How much? 365 million people who are from age 15 plus, they are going to enter in this category, and your responsibility them to convert a citizen of the concern for the nation India, making good Indian. He is just Indian now, please understand. He is Indian, he is not a good Indian, but it is your duty to make him Indian to good Indian, Indian to quality Indian, Indian to good worker Indian, Indian to good doctor Indian, Indian to good teacher Indian, Indian good engineer, Indian good the management professor, or Indian good vice chancellor, Indian good philanthropic teacher, or Swamiji. And all this, is at the center. And for that, you require goals and content, pedagogy, assessment. I think I've already spoken all these things. And all this should incorporate values, knowledge, and skills. And once we people, maybe Sharnbasva University or Sharnbasva University or any other university of the country adopt these things, I think we are going to meet the NEP vision mission. And with this, I end my session. And if there are any questions, I'm ready to take up. And with this, I'll end my session. What happened?
Thank you, sir.
Hello?
Thank you very much, sir.